Hi guys, welcome to our postpartum series. My name is Jess. Today we're going to get started in a seated position, and before we do get started, just make sure you have approval from your doctor to get back into some movement. All right, so let's sit down comfortably with a tall spine. We're just going to settle in, get into a little bit of breath work before we begin. So close your eyes if that feels good for you. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to do our diaphragmatic breathing. So let's start with an inhale through the nose. I want you to take a big inhale now and send the breath all the way down into your belly, feeling the belly expanding with air. Hold it at the top. Now I want you to exhale through the mouth and feel the belly come back down. Abs contract on the exhale. Letting all the air out. Let's do that again. Take a big breath in, filling up the lungs, filling up the belly. Hold it at the top. Now exhale through the mouth, feeling the abs come back down, cinching back together. Well done. From here, let's just loosen up our neck a little bit. If you have a little baby, I'm sure if you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, I'm sure you're feeling a little bit stiff here. So let's just start doing some gentle neck circles. Just start in one direction for now. Slow and controlled, releasing a little bit of tension. You can change direction. And bring yourself back to center. Now we're gonna roll the shoulders back. So creating little circles with the shoulder joint. So just loosening up those shoulders. This will feel really nice. So just try to get them as big as you can. And now let's go forward. Keep breathing. And back to center, well done. Let's get into some pelvic floor work. So, pelvic floor, those are the muscles in the front and back passages, all internal. So we won't see anything happening, but we'll feel it. And we want to strengthen these muscles, okay? So we're gonna just start with a few pelvic lifts and holds. So what I want you to do is imagine an internal zipper. So a zipper, starting from the bottom, you're gonna imagine you're zipping up. So as you zip up, you're squeezing the muscles and lifting them up at the same time. So let's start from the bottom from here and go up and up. So start squeezing and lifting all the way till you've reached the top. So you're squeezing and holding at maximum capacity. Hold it here, keep breathing. Let's do 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now start unzipping, letting it go. Releasing off all the way to the bottom. No more tension. So you also need to learn how to release these muscles. So let's just go again with that. Starting from the bottom, I want you to start lifting and squeezing, like you're lifting it away from the floor. So let's start going up and up. Squeeze all the way until you've reached the top. I want you to hold it here. Keep squeezing. Can you lift even higher? For 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down all the way. Release. Let's do that again. So get ready. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Let's start lifting all the way up. Zipping those muscles up to the top. Hold it here, 100% engagement. Can you squeeze even more? Hold it, 5 more seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can slowly release it down, all the way down. Well done. Now we're gonna do some pelvic floor lifts, but a little bit faster this time. So don't start yet, I'll just explain it first. What we're gonna be doing is squeeze, let go. Squeeze, let go. So when you squeeze, you want to go all the way up as high as you can, but quickly. So it's a lift and a squeeze, 100% engagement. Let go, when I say let go, is a complete release, okay? So let's get ready. In 3, 2, 1, squeeze, let go. 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 Last one, squeeze, and let go. Well done. Just relax now. Good work. Okay. So for today, we're gonna come onto our backs and we're gonna check if we have something called diastasis recti, which is a separation of the abdominal muscles that women will get during pregnancy. After you've had your baby, they do naturally come together, but some women may have a wider gap between their core here, which will affect what you do in the workout. So I'll come down to my mat. You guys can come down as well. I'm just gonna move my mic over and then I'll show you how to check this, okay? All right. So coming down to your mat. So from here, I want you to have your knees bent, okay? Shoulders are flat against your mat, knees are hip width apart, gaze is at the ceiling. I want you to take your index and middle finger and place it right above your belly button, okay? And I want you to point your fingers downward. So placing it right above your belly button from here. So you could take your shirt away so you can really get into it and really can feel it there. So from here, I want you to push down. We're gonna lift our head and shoulders off the mat. So lift your head and shoulders up. Can you feel a separation there? So feel around with your fingers. For the fingers, the 2 fingers is the gap that you want them, so, sorry. If it's wider than 2 fingers, it means your gap is quite excessive. It's a little bit larger. So we need to be more careful when we're doing our Pilates workouts with that. If it's closer together, you're fine. Your diastasis is normal. And the more core work you do, the more it's gonna come back together with time and with core workouts and pelvic floor workouts, okay? So try again, place those fingers, lift your head and shoulders. Feel around, how big is that gap? Do you have 1 finger? If you do, that's normal. Do you have 2 fingers space? That's a little bit wider. If you have more than 2 fingers, you're gonna wanna make sure you go see your doctor and just make sure everything's all right and it's all healing well, okay? So you just need to be careful with that. So staying on your back, sorry. So staying on our backs. From here, we're just gonna get into a few pelvic tilts. So let's start tilting our pelvis up towards the ceiling. So you're taking your hips, driving them up. As you drive your hips up, I want you to press your core inwards and feel your abs coming together at the middle, okay? So you're bringing them in as you lift your hips up. Let's just hold that for a few seconds and bring it back to neutral. Let's do a few more of those, and we're gonna lift the hips with our exhale, okay? Exhale through the mouth. So let's lift and back down. Again, lift and back down. Again, lift and back down. Lift and back down. Lift and back down. Let's do 2 more. Lift and back down, and again, lift and back down to start. Well done, guys. Okay, from here, we're gonna do a couple leg lifts. We're gonna be lifting one leg at a time to tabletop. When we lift the leg, we're gonna be using our breath here. So exhale to lift, inhale to come back down. So let's start with the right leg. Lift on your exhale. So when you're lifting, you want to make sure your knee is in line with your hip. It's not all the way in. You want it directly over your hip bone. And you want your shin parallel to the ceiling. Inhale, let's bring it back down. Other side. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. So while you're lifting, you're also thinking about bringing those abs together at the center, cinching them in, like you're wearing an imaginary corset or a belt and someone is tightening that around your waist. Let's keep going, keep alternating sides. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Keep going. Let's do one more on each side. Last one. And bring it back down. Well done, guys. Let's carefully come to seated. So if you do have diastasis recti, just when you're coming up from the floor, just turn to your side and bring yourself up carefully. Okay, so that's for today. We're gonna keep progressing as the days go. If you do have the diastasis, I am gonna give you different options for certain exercises as it gets harder. So don't worry, you're still included in this whole series, and just be mindful, always listen to your body. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.